Welcome back to video number 2. Just a reminder, there is no video number 3. There will only be video 1 and 2. This video, we're doing updates on several stories. They're pumping them out like crazy. So let's jump in and cover it, shall we? And don't forget that yesterday I did a live with Steph the Alternerd. You're going to go want to watch it. It was absolutely fabulous. I love Steph. All right, let's jump in and cover, shall we? Let's go. All right, really quickly before we get started, once again, I'm getting notifications. I'm well aware that I put up video 1 and 9 minutes later, nobody had watched it. YouTube didn't put it out. I knew what was going on. Well, this person said you might need to update your YouTube app besides unsubscribing, resubscribing, and hitting the bell and all of that. But the one person who really put out the most information was this person who said there is a feedback tool in your YouTube and suggests that you use it, and I suggest it too. Remember, if you can't find my videos, just go to my channel. It's obvious they're still messing with me. All right, let's jump in now and let's get going. We're going to start out with a blind item that just came out, basically saying that Meghan is demanding a private jet to Colombia. You know, I'd like to say this isn't true, but I think we all know it probably is. All right, let's move on. All right. Now, these articles are coming out basically saying that Harry and Meghan are thriving off the publicity of the family feud. And I have to say, I do believe that that is going on. They're saying that Harry is literally poisoned since marrying Meghan Markle, and the couple are an act. I have to tell you, I completely agree with this because they're saying that Harry has bad relationships with his father, his brother, his sister-in-law. And when you think that Catherine is the closest thing that there is, they're saying literally to a saint in the royal family, that's not good PR for Harry. His brother's had a difficult time. Catherine's been sick. His father's been sick. And William has stepped up and held the line pretty well. Harry has not been supportive. It's one thing for him to go away and keep quiet. You remember, like the Duke of Windsor did? But it's another thing to go away and give interviews and public appearances and constantly be in the press and constantly attack the family. You know, this guy said, that Harry and Meghan clearly live off the publicity. They're a brand. They're an act. And therefore, they need the oxygen of publicity. And that's what Harry is seeking now. He's always making things difficult for the rest of the royal family. And if that's his attitude to life, and it appears to be. I mean, the guy said, listen, he's got to earn a living, but nobody forced him into this. He didn't have to leave the royal family. It was quite clear his father wanted him to stay. It was clear there was a serious job for him to do. And he just feels that Harry has been poisoned by this marriage because since he's been married 6 years ago, something has happened. He goes, listen, I don't know the internal workings of this marriage, but something has happened because he's against his family and the idea of royalty. And remember, they don't care if the publicity is good or bad. Any publicity is good. Let's move on to an update about Donald Trump. I did a story on him yesterday, remember? And they're saying that one of his undervalued qualities is his ability to read the, national temperature, like his views on Harry and Meghan. And we all know what Eric said. I showed you yesterday, Eric Trump, his son. And they're saying that Trump feels, and I'm quoting, emboldened enough to give voice to the frustrations of citizens on both sides of the Atlantic, which increasingly hold a widespread disdain for the Sussexes' perceived disloyalty, victimhood, and entitlement. Exactly. Remember, Trump labeled her nasty in a 2019 interview, and their exchanges since then have just gotten worse and worse. It's being said that Eric Trump decided that Harry and Meghan should be one of his father, Donald Trump's major talking points. And I have had people say that Donald Trump would dare not evict him from the United States because he wouldn't want to upset King Charles, but I got a feeling that he actually would. Just my opinion. All right, let's move on. All right, here's our next update. It's being reported that Meghan literally had a screaming meltdown after her interview with Jane Pauley. She literally, it's being reported, was screaming at producers after the CBS Sunday Morning interview. And the reason was, first of all, she yelled at the producers because there was an unexpected question. Remember, you guys, every interview that they give, the questions are pre-approved, reworded. Meghan knows what she's going to say. She practices in the mirror, to make sure that everything comes off as believable. But apparently they're saying she was also in a terrible mood because she couldn't stand being with Prince Harry. Remember, this is their first joint interview in 3 years. Apparently, Meghan got upset that Harry was speaking. They were really angry at each other, but they couldn't separate. They're saying he was in a really bad way and that Harry's behavior was noticeable. He seemed unhappy. He was expressionless. We've already looked at all of this. He was leaning as far away from her as possible. When she put her hand on his knee, he literally was like cringe. But and you could also tell something was wrong because he didn't reach over and grab her arm in her hand and rub it and make it look like, oh, they're so happy and lovey-dovey. What it comes down to is I knew their marriage was in a bad way and I had heard they were living separately and we'd reported that, but there hadn't been any proof up until now that they were living separately. But I have to tell you, this interview really showed, in my opinion, the state of their marriage, and it is not good. I guess we don't have to speculate anymore. Let's see what happens when they go to Colombia. Let's see if we have the incessant hand-holding and the lovey-dovey looks and stuff again. I don't think we're going to see that next time. Now, I want you guys to know that Neil Sean, who has really well-placed, contacts, did a video the other day and said that Meghan demanded that this be released, this CBS train wreck interview be released, on her birthday. And CBS said, if we wait till September, it'll do better. We'll have more viewers. We'll do more marketing. We'll do this. We'll do that. And no, it was Meghan demanding that it be released in September, and then it didn't do well at all. And so CBS was going to do a follow-up later, and now they're trying to rethink it. Maybe they won't. And also he reported that those poor parents who were sitting next to Harry and Meghan on the stage didn't realize they would be sitting next to Harry and Meghan, and that Meghan was smiling through the whole thing, and it was very inappropriate. I was then notified by one of my subscribers that while the interview remains on CBS YouTube channel, you no longer can share the video and that the comments on the video are absolutely scathing. All right, we're going to move on to our last update. It was reported that Harry and Meghan have lost 14 staff members. It's actually more than that. And people are questioning why those employed by Harry and Meghan keep quitting. We heard Meghan was hard to work with. Household aides dubbed her Dutch is difficult. There were explosive claims that she bullied staff. And so they're like, the reason some of them have resigned, let's take a look. I think this might be a PR thing. Now, one of the staff members that they mentioned in this article was Samantha the Panther Cohen. And the update on her is that it does appear that not only was she interviewed for the Palace investigation for the bullying allegation and confirmed the high turnover because people didn't want to work for them, but it looks like she was one of the people that was a source for Valentine Lowe's book Courtiers. And another person mentioned is Tanya Holness, who quit in May of 2022 because she wanted out because she was having to fulfill the functions of like 8 people. In other words, Harry and Meghan didn't want to hire the 8 employees. They just dumped all the work on her. And she was like, I'm done. Anyway, I guess my point is they're talking about 15 employees lost their job when Harry and Meghan decided to move to America. That's really why they lost their jobs. They really aren't that bad. Yeah, sorry. There's absolutely no way that you can account. And even in the count, they don't bring up the nannies. How many nannies did they go through? They had all these people. They kept quitting. People were quitting. Nobody wants to be treated like dirt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just unbelievable. All right, remember, no video 3. Don't be looking for video 3 notification. Only video 1 and 2 today. But put your comments down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for all notifications, okay? Then go down into the description box where you'll find the links to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which is currently paused, a physical address in case there's something you want to send. And for those of you who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.